Team PokeColors family, welcome back to the channel. Hit the like, subscribe down below. I am one of the luckiest people on the planet because the one thought I had on my lunch break today was, you know what? I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to go to Walmart because you never know. You never know. I might run into a restock. I wasn't planning on it, but sure enough, we ran into a restock, and I'm going to tell you about my experience in today's video, but we're also going to be taking a look at the difference between Black Bolt and White Flare and see which one has maybe the better pull rates. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So for today's pack opening spread, we have 4 mini tins, 2 poster collection boxes, and a Black Bolt binder collection. And so we're going to be opening every single pack in today's video to test out which set has the better pull rates. I thought about keeping one of these poster boxes sealed, but that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about bringing you guys the grittiest, hardcore content that I can and the most real that I can be with you guys. So let's get right into opening up all of these products. Here's 2 code cards because as you can see in the background, I did open a mini tin this morning. After I hit the restock, I just couldn't wait. I got the itch. I was, itching. And so we have 2 pulls for the Black Bolt pile. We have the Zekrom EX and the Leaf Energy Hollow Foil variant. So Black Bolt takes the lead with 2 hits to White Flare 0. And let me get all this stuff open first. I'll get our pack stacked up right here, and then I'll tell you about my experience today because it's crazy. So there's our Black Bolt binder. Black Bolt binder, triple B binder. I'm probably going to use this for all the hits that we get in the future or cards I buy online. So with the, which is, I think this is new, they gave us a set list for this binder. So you can keep track of your master set that you'll probably never complete because there's like 800 cards between the 2 sets that you would need for the master set. Thanks to the reverse Pokeballs and reverse Master Balls. So that's cool. Love that for us. Alrighty, folks, there we have it. We got White Flare and Black Bolt. And since the Black Bolt was the one that had the binder, and I didn't get a White Flare binder box today, we're going to have more Black Bolt packs. There's your code cards for the posters. And we'll run through the promos for the posters real quick. They brought back the black and white cross hatch left to right foil, which I'm really glad they did that because in the olden days, in black and white era, with the Japanese cards specifically, they had the border also hollow foil, and the English was just this box of the artwork in the background. So super glad they did that. Really nice promos here. And then it's just another set right there. So yeah, let me tell you guys about this experience because I don't run into restocks quite very often, and I was on the phone with my mom. I walked into Walmart. I'm just kind of moseying around, not even paying attention, just trying to focus on like walking to the back. I was up front. There was nothing in terms of Pokemon up front. It was all at the back. That's where I found all this stuff. And I round the corner, I look down the aisle, I see 3 boxes of MJ Holdings stacked up. I'm thinking in my head, I'm talking to my mom, talking about something else. I'm like, holy crap, there's a restock happening right now. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to wrap this up. Like, yeah, Mom, I got to go. I got to make sure I can get some packs here. And shout out to Wifey for letting me get some more packs because anniversary's coming up. And she was like, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't really know. There's no Pokemon ever. Like, that would be ideal. And so she got some packs for me today. So that's why we have a little bit more than I would have had originally. So shout out Wifey. Hopefully we pull one of the monochromes or maybe both the Victinis from each set. There's just so many beautiful cards in this set. So we're going to start off with White Flare, and then we'll probably pop into 2 Black Bolt just to keep it even Steven here. And yeah, I'm just super pumped to open these packs for you guys. I went through and kind of looked through all of the artworks that you could pull from the illustration rare category as well as the special illustration rare category, and each set has just the most beautiful banger insane artworks. And we have our first Pokeball reverse, which is a Durant, and I don't know that I really like that it goes over the artwork. Like I kind of wish it was cut off here But I don't know. I'm kind of weird like that, though. I think the Japanese did the same thing for their sets. So I like the consistency. We got to keep it consistent. Let's see what we got in the second slot. Vanillish. Ooh, full art. Bouffalant. And a non-foil energy. So the energies have this like checkered print to them. And then if it's a promo, it's got the checker with the lines. So White Flare coming in hot with 2 pulls. I will say that the Pokeball reverse is probably considered a pull, because it's like one of the variant reverses. So we're gonna consider it. If we're considering foil energies, we're gonna consider you know, Pokeball reverses. So I get in line, okay, and there's a family in front of me with a kid. I'm like, okay, I'm glad to see some kids are getting some packs. And it was like a mom and a dad probably, and a son, daughter, whatever, maybe big sister. I don't really know. I don't care. And I look up in front of them, and there is the person who is known as the local card scalper. Else, like, not even like a scammer, but just a scalper. And the reason why I knew that was because back in the 2021-22 days, when I was trying to find Shining Fates, this guy was at every Walmart restock that I was ever able to find. So I know this guy. I've seen him before. He was pretty chill, though. He let me and others get in line, go through, and pick out what they wanted. He pretty much got what he wanted at first before letting other people go through, which, like, okay, if you're going to be a scalper, like, obviously, like, it's wild, you know? And so they restocked a pretty decent amount of the Paldean Fates booster bundles. This guy had, like, probably 30 in his cart, okay? He had, like, 30 in his cart, and then he's like, yeah, you know, just what do you want? And I'm like, yeah, let me just get a poster. Let me get a poster collection. He's like, yeah, come on, come up ahead. And so went up there, grabbed a poster, grabbed some mini tins, grabbed the binder, and I'm like, crap, that's a lot of money, dude. The Pokemon packs are expensive. The products, at least in general, you try to go and buy stuff. But I was like, oh man, I should have grabbed an ETB. So I go back, try to grab an ETB, and then that's when I got back and everything was gone but a stack of poster boxes and mini tins. And the vendor, knowingly, cracked all the mini tin cases open, so there were no sealed cases, and the scalper person did not take any of those sets, thankfully. So that was cool. But yeah, really crazy. Here we go. Superior EX. Non-foil energy. So yeah, it was crazy to run into a scalper that was like somewhat generous, because he could have realistically taken all of the product off the shelves, put it in his cart, checked out, and went on his merry way. But yeah, it's like, I don't like that he bought all of the Paldean Fates booster bundles, but I wasn't going to buy one myself, so I can't really be too mad. This is a point for the Black Bolt category. So, all that to say, check your GameStops, check your Walmarts. They're stocking. It's only been a week since the set came out, which feels a lot longer, honestly, given today's market climate and everything going on. But I called my GameStop. They're doing a restock Saturday. I don't know if I'll go anywhere. I don't know if I'll try to go. I might try to go and get a White Flare binder collection. They're supposed to have like 8 of those, which, you know, whatever. I do want to get the ETBs, though. This card in particular, I'll throw a screen grab of it on here. This Dynamo artwork, I think I don't know which set it's from, but there's an illustration rare. Beautiful card. Want to pull that, be on my top 10 list. Here we go. Come on, we need some big hits here. We need something good. There we go. P-Dove. Illustration rare. Wow, that's awesome. Look at the texture. There's no texture? Obviously, it's an illustration rare. I'm an idiot. No texture, which is cool. Not centered top to bottom. Unfortunately, so not going to be a PSA 10, but we'll take it because it's an illustration rare. And our first holo. Wow. Landorus. Non-foil energy. So I'm not considering holos hits. There's supposed to be one in every pack, but it seems like we're getting a pretty fair amount of hits. And from what I've seen online, what am I trying to say here? There has been a pretty sizable amount of hits being pulled from ETBs. Like, I think they up the pull rates mainly because these sets are smaller, and there's like, you know, close to like 180, I think, illustration rares between the two sets. So glad to see everyone's gonna be able to get some illustration rare pulls if they find the packs in the first place. Otherwise, I think this, ooh, Pokeball reverse, Scraggy. I think the set is, ooh, yo, there's a hit. That is huge. Oh my gosh. Hydreigon EX special illustration rare. I was not expecting to pull an SIR today, but goodness gracious, we hit big here. This was one of many that I want to pull. The Keldeo, another one. But yeah, this is awesome. Look at that. Beautiful pull there. Let's keep it going. Oh my gosh, that's before the holo even as well. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Wow. I think White Flare just took the lead there with that hit. Black Bolt's got a couple illustration rares, but you know, nothing like that, dude. Let's take a look at this. Holy crap. I don't want to touch it. I'm kind of nervous. Yeah. Wow. Got that puppy sleeved up real quick, but beautiful pull there. White Flare. Got Hydreigon EX special illustration rare. 169 of 86. So yeah, we're already in, like, you know, the upper levels of the quantity that you can pull from this set and the other one. Sorry, I'm just shocked. I was coming into this thinking that pulls were going to be garbage, and here we are pulling more from probably, like, what? How many packs have we opened right now? Like 5 or 6? We've had more hits from 5 or 6 packs than I've had for the last, like, 3 months of opening packs from various methods. Like, oh my gosh, this set is great. This feels like a Crown Zenith type opening, but for this era, and I'm all here for it because this would be the one I want to master. If I had to go through any of them, I'm not a huge fan of Gen 5. I joined after I got out from being like a kid, you know. I wasn't really into it through like my younger years, but X and Y, Furious Fist, early X and Y came around, and that's when I got back into it. And at that time, you could still find a ton of black and white product on the shelves, so I did open that quite a bit back in the day. Ripped Plasma Freeze booster box, all the fun stuff there. We got a Pokeball Reverse, Cubchoo. Ooh, Victini. That's actually a cool card. Hey, there we go. Foil Water Energy. This is the Black Bolt pull category. So it kind of seems pretty even. It doesn't seem like Black Bolt or White Flare is, you know, particularly better one or more than the other. So I want to hit a monochrome, dude. Let me hit a monochrome. That'll make my day. Oh yeah. That would be sick. Imagine we hit both red Victinis from each set. So for those who don't know, screenshot up there. Red Victini. They put one red Victini monochrome in each set, so they have separate set numbers. So you can literally pull the same artwork from 2 different sets, but technically it's a different card because the printing on the bottom will say it's, you know, black number whatever and then white number whatever. So that's exciting. But yeah, looking to pull some more. Ooh, Master Ball Reverse Emolga. That's kind of fire. Oh yeah, I actually don't mind the Pokeball and Master Ball Reverses this way. You know, because like 151 came out and had them like this, and I think they look pretty dang good, honestly. So Master Ball Reverse. Let's see what else we got in this pack. Anything for us? Nope. Another Victini. Hey, and a Foil Energy. Nice, dude. And this opening has made me realize that I actually might have the best shot at mastering this set because of the fact that the pull rates are so dang good. Like, look at this spread in the background for pulls, and we haven't even probably gotten through half the packs yet. Like, that's incredible, dude. I'm so pumped. Hopefully you guys can get your hands on this set soon. I know it's tough right now out there. And I am just very lucky when it comes to restocks because I just happen to walk in the store as they're stocking. Every other time I've gone, it's, you know, been a complete waste of time, and there's been no cards on the shelves, as most of us are familiar with, unfortunately. But glad to be bringing this video to you guys today because I'm honestly, this set is growing on me. It really is. We got to throw. Pokeball Reverse Cubchoo. Thought it was a Master Ball. That would have been sweet. And Darumaka and Volcarona. Shout out Leonhardt. And then we got another Psychic Energy Foil. So we'll throw that back there. And then Pokeball Reverse Cubchoo. Right there. That black? Yeah. All right, let's kick it back to white. White Flare actually has has delivered a lot, well, the biggest pull so far being the Hydreigon EX, but we're still out for more hits. There's a lot of illustration rares in both sets, and I would love to pull at least 2 to 3 more. So let's see what we got in this pack here. Also, do me a favor, if you made it this far in the video, hit the like button, subscribe down below if you're new. If you're not new, make sure, if you are subscribed already, that you have your notifications turned on so you don't miss any future uploads. Archeops reverse into, it's a reverse rare, nice. Antique plume fossil for Archeops, or Archon. And then a hollow Archeops. We got an Archeops pack. Very nice. All right, back to Black Bolt. Unless we were just on that. It's kind of confusing going back and forth. I don't know what pack I'm looking at half the time. I'm just kind of guessing, but here we go. Black Bolt pack. We're going to flip through it a little bit quicker now that we have seen majority of these artworks, and since the set is only to 86, we'll probably see these quite a bit if we end up opening more packs. Krokorok reverse! Larvesta reverse, Haxorus foil, and regular energy. You know, it's kind of funny. I was just like ranting last video about how I didn't want to, you know, worry about getting my hands on the set because I knew that yeah, anywho, so that was a lie. I love this set and I'm wanting to get more. It's just I'm not gonna spend scalper prices on it, that's for sure. I'll go to like restocks, and if I can get lucky, then I get lucky, but I'm not paying that market price increase online. That's ridiculous. We got a Stunfisk reverse, nice. Volibee and Cofagrigus. That's a nice hollow. I honestly like these hollows better from a designs, you know, standpoint. Like I don't want to cover that up with the right pick there. From the design standpoint, the foils are they're just peak. Like the crosshatch left to right foils just look so darn good, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments. Do you like these foils better? What's your favorite foil? Do you like the Cosmos foil from the WotC days? The Vintage Boys? Got any vintage fans in the chat or watching the video? Let me know. I'm a huge vintage guy, but I would say that this set is going to be one of, if not the best modern set to rip outside of maybe 151, because the pull rates are honestly pretty good. We got Darmanitan. Ooh, Emolga illustration rare. Check that out. Wow. Look at all the greens. That's awesome. We're hanging out in a tree or jumping out of a tree. Yeah, I think we're jumping down from a tree here, so that's cool. And, ooh, double banger pack, Meloetta, triple banger. Ooh. Wow, triple banger pack. Let me get my sleeves going here. We got Meloetta EX. That's from Black. Black is just seeming to deliver more of the quantity of pulls, but White has the heavier hit so far. So we'll see how we end up at the end of the opening. We still have, shoot, 4 packs of White and at least 6 packs of the Black Bolt. So let's get it down to even Stevens here. Yeah. Sorry if this is a longer video. I'm having a good time. I'm trying to enjoy myself here because who knows when the heck I'll get my hands on more black and white packs to open. So I'm really just taking my time with it, looking at the artworks, appreciating the set, and that's what we do here. We're for the people. We're for the collectors. We're not for the, you know, scalpers that want to just make a quick buck and get on with their day. It's not what it's about. It's a lot deeper than that. All right, Electric, Cincino, Carablast, Beartic, and non-foil regular steel type energy. 4 of those, 5 of those. Do another Black Bolt pack. So these last 5 Black Bolt packs are from the binder collection, I believe. So maybe we should have opened the last 4 whites, you know, white bolts to be consistent. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think looking at the spread we have now, if we don't get anything in this pack, we'll set it aside because we're gonna keep it fair here. Ooh, Drillbur, nice. Cling Clang, regular. Okay, so this is part of the, this is not part of the count here. This is extra, so we're gonna see, we're gonna open these 4 white flare packs, and then these are gonna be the bonus at the end to get our final tally. Because I do want this to be fair, and if I open more Black Bolt than White Flare, then maybe statistically speaking, there's gonna be more hits. So let's rip through these bad boys here. We're looking for a white monochrome Reshiram card. That would be sick. Mandibuzz, Galvantula, Yamask, reverse, Basculin, reverse, Cofagrigus, and non-foil Darkness Energy. And I'm looking at these packs, looking at what we've pulled so far, and I think we got really lucky with that Hydreigon EX and White Flare, but honestly, it seems like White Flare is not delivering as many pulls. Granted, these are sourced from various products, and you might have different results with different products, you know, mini tins versus the poster collections, so keep that in mind as well. But this is just a little fun thought experiment to see what you might have better odds with. And we have Archeops, regular energy. I should just get a big Vault X binder for this set. This would be like the one set long term I think would be a lot of fun to collect, because not everybody's a huge fan of Gen 5. I personally resonate with it well. I didn't grow up with it. I was pretty old when it came out. I was like 10 or 11, but I wasn't in the hobby then. Or I was like 13, 14, yeah. So I was even older than I thought. But let's see what we got. Ignition Energy. Ooh, Keldeo. Not the Keldeo we're looking for. We're looking for the special illustration rare, but this one we'll take an EX Keldeo for sure. Keldeo EX. Remember opening the Keldeo EX tins from back in the day? Those were the best. They had like Plasma Blast in them. Plasma Blast, Plasma Freeze, Plasma Storm maybe. I think that was the lineup. Something ridiculous like that. But last pack of White Flare for the opening, guys. Do me a favor. Comment your favorite Pokemon card that we've pulled so far from White Flare. It's okay. You can say Hydreigon EX. I won't be upset. But it's probably my favorite too. Ooh, Master Ball Reverse Basculin. Let's go, dude. Nice hit there. Blitzel and Zoroark. All right, way to end it on a Master Ball pull. Good deal. So let's do the tally, and then we'll crack into the last Black Bolt packs here. So White Flare, we got a full art. We got, what do we got? 3 Pokeball reverses, a full art, an EX, an SIR, and a Master Ball for White Flare. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pulls from White Flare to the Black Bolt had. Obviously more, but let's see. Pokeball, Energy, Master Ball, Pokeball, 2 illustration rares, 2 EXs, 3 foil, 4, 5 foil energies, and 3 EXs. So definitely more, but in terms of, you know, in terms of that scale of like what pulls are considered better, I think the Hydreigon probably takes out like that whole stack. So yeah, first pull from the binder collection, we got a Drillbur illustration. We'll add that to the stack, and we have 4 more packs. I'm sad this is coming to an end. I've had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, opening packs. Hopefully you've, enjoyed this experience. I think the pulls have been more than enough in terms of rewarding and, for opening. 'Cause sometimes it's nice to just pay the money and get some pulls. I don't even care what the pulls are worth. It's just nice to pull some stuff. Okay, Petlil and Landorus and a foil fighting energy. 3 packs left. Black Bolt, come on. Let's get another SIR. Let's get an SIR from Black Bolt here to go with our White Flare SIR. We need some more, or just some more illustration rares too. Like, illustration rares are amazing. I'll take those all day long as well. Okay, here we go. Scolipede, Musharna, Maractus, Cobalion reverse foil, reverse rare. And darkness foil energy. Black Bolt has a lot of the foil energies, it looks like. Alright, how we doing? There's that guy. And here we go. Second to last pack. Hit the subscribe. Turn on notifications. And let's see what we got in this one. Anything good for us today? Panpour, Thunderous, Landorus, and non-foil regular energy. All right, guys, last pack. Bless it. Oh, camera's right there. Give it a bless, a little smooch, a little love through the screen. In hopes that we pull something huge. Need something huge from Black Bolt. All right, here we go. Fungus, Larvesta, Sandile. I'm not gonna try to say that. I'm gonna botch the pronunciation. That's okay. Braviary. Crustle reverse into. Ooh, yeah. There we go. That's a good pull right there. Snivy starter. Illustration rare. We'll take that all day. What a way to finish. Do we have more? No. Caracosta and regular fire. Wow. Wow, guys. This set is fun. This is the scalper's nightmare because the pull rates are too good. And, you know, look at Crown Zenith when it came out. People were, you know, trying to buy it. And when they did, they opened it and there was just, you know, hits and hits and hits. Pulls. So here's an overview of everything we pulled today, guys. Do me a huge favor. Check out the links in the description. Help support the channel. You know, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of discount codes down there you guys can use. There's the big one, Hydreigon EX, special illustration rare. But honestly, glad to have pulled at least one of every type of card in the set, technically speaking. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Black Bolt, White Flare, and I got some card sorting to do, so I'll get right to that. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Peace!